After the hiatus of the pandemic, it's so exciting that we brought Ambition Conference back to you with Ambition 2022. It's wonderful that it's still going, something that was meant to be a one-off event for charity back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015, is still going strong after all this time, and the amount of money we've raised for charity has been substantial in that time, well into five figures, and we want to carry that on this year as well. My job on the committee is to attract the speakers. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by some of the best speakers in the world, and over the years we've brought to you some of the people I really admire the most in the world of speaking, and that's no different this year. My goal I set myself is to put on the best possible event that you could have anywhere in this area, with speakers that you're not going to normally see in an area the size of Broxbourne, and I think we're achieving that again this year. So we're kicking off with Steve Judge. Steve and I have just come back from the Global Speakers Summit in Dublin, where we were amongst the lucky people to have the privilege of presenting from the main stage to over 200 of our peers. Among the best speakers in the world were in that audience, and Steve really rocked the stage on the final day on Sunday, and got a standing ovation for a phenomenal speech. And I immediately said, right, I want that at Ambition. We'd had, unfortunately, one of our speakers had to drop out because she has to be at a meeting in New York that day, and I had been at the Global Speakers Summit scouring for a replacement, and I'd had a couple of conversations, but as soon as I saw Steve speak, and even though I know Steve well, it's the first time I've seen him present for quite a while, I knew straight away he would be a massive hit with the Ambition audience. So Steve's going to open the day. He's going to tell his story of becoming a para athlete and winning gold for GB, and everything it meant to him and everything that drove him along, and what it means for you, what you can take away from that as a business owner or as an employee as well. So it's not just about his story, it's about what you can take from it as well. Steve's going to be followed by Anthony Steers. Anthony is someone I've brought in to work with my clients, and who's done a brilliant job. He is the telephone assassin, and the telephone is a tool that I think we're starting to forget about a bit in business as all the other technology comes along, and he just gets back down to basics and talks about how you can really use your phone to connect with people, to open doors to new prospects and new customers, and have the conversations that you need to. We're then going to have Baiju Solanki. Some of you may know Baiju. He's based out in Southend, but he's done a lot of work out here in this area. I've been on a business accelerator program run by Baiju, and it helped turn my business around completely, and he coached me through that process. He's got a model called Change Your Game, and it certainly did that for me, and I really wanted him to come and share those tools and techniques with you. And then I'm really excited that we have our first international speaker at an Ambition conference. Now, a lot of the people that have spoken at Ambition are international speakers, in that many of us speak in different countries around the world, but we're bringing a speaker in from overseas for you, in from New York, Renee Rosenberg, who's a vastly experienced speaker, really understands the connections between different generations. And we're in a place now that where many workplaces have up to 5 generations in them, and many of your client bases will comprise people from across different generations, and Renee's going to talk about how you engage with all of those. We're bringing back, if those of you who came before the pandemic will remember, the Ask the Expert session, where you get a chance to sit down with these speakers and some other local experts on key issues and ask them questions for a while and have more intimate conversations with them. And then we close with Roberto Forzone. And Roberto is a football coach who's worked with a number of top clubs, including the mighty Charlton Athletic. You can't get bigger than that. And he's going to talk about the psychology of sport and the winning mentality. So I'm over the moon with the lineup, I think. And it's good to use a football cliche after that introduction of our final speaker. I think that there's a lot of learning in there for you. We have a new MC for the day as well. After many years of sterling service from Jeremy Nicholas, we've invited Pam Burrows from the East Midlands to come and inject a different energy into the event. Jem has done a fantastic job, but it was time for something a little bit different. So Pam is going to bring that to the table as well. So there's a lot to look forward to. Make sure you get your ticket. That's Ambition 2022 on November the 15th. I will see you there.